Village issues today. Today, after tying a ram sheep, the mother of the individual comes to tell the owner the sheep are not his. For now, we bring you the background of one side of the coin from John CVC John, also known as boyfriend of the parlor in Mount Pleasant Village, Carriacou.
Tell us what exactly happened.
First of all, I would like to thank the Most High God Almighty. It all depends on which part of the world you are with the pandemic are going around. I hope everyone is all right. I would like to tell you a little story. My story began on the 9th of July, 2003. I arrived in Carriacou. Later that year, I sat by an animal whilst looking after my mother, doing my tailoring. From 2003 till 2011, I'm building up a flock of sheep. My sheep was in contact with a man by Mr. Slim. She. 2011, Mr. Slim sadly passed away near about this time. Someone else took over the responsibility of those sheep. So think about it. I've been rearing sheep from 2003 until 2011. Our sheep got together, obviously, because you took over Slim Sheep. You brought your sheep to his sheep, so our flock is together. From 2011, I never sold a sheep. I never eaten around sheep. Apart from 4 sheep which was given to me 2011 when my brother Babu died. By mention to the individual at that particular time, I have 4 ram sheep in that flock. The 4 ram sheep was caught and tied here for me. Once I tied a sheep to give to one of my cousins as a present. When I came back the night, the sheep was not there, and I thought somebody take it. But the other morning, I saw the sheep within the flock. So I said to the individual, what did you do? Why did you let go the sheep? I was going to give the sheep to one of my family. He said, I let it go because I thought someone stole the sheep. I said, how you could think was someone stole the sheep and the sheep is tied on my land? From that time, I got a bird vibe. You know when you get a vibe that somebody, what is yours is not yours, it belongs to somebody else. During all this time, naturally, I am tying my sheep here. On the left, on the right here, all these bushes, there was no bushes there. Across there was no bushes there. Up there, there's no bushes. I go on the old fort. I ask the young man for permission on the old fort. I'm tying the sheep, I'm feeding my sheep. About 4 or 5 years ago, I let go of my sheep. I'm still feeding my sheep and them. Obviously, I'm not eating no sheep. 3 years ago, I got 2 ram sheep because one of my family died and they wanted a sheep. I killed one of the sheep. I sent quarter of the sheep to the people who was in charge. When I say in charge in the aspect of sharing the feeding and the looking after the sheep as me. You remember, from 2011, I have not eaten a piece of sheep from my flock. So if I've been mining sheep from 2003, 2004 until then, how much sheep have I got? Anyway, beside that point, unfortunately my father got sick. So I had to leave here to go to look after my father. I left my nephew in charge here with instruction to give water to the sheep and them. Everyone that went in the tank up here, I've instructed them to leave water for the sheep and them. When I come up, I'm giving them feed. I'm looking after them. The animals that was there. All the animals is together. While it's being done there, a message was sent to me if I could sell my sheep. I returned and I said, well, yeah, tell him give me $3,000 and 2 ram sheep a year. If that was me, I would have taken up that offer. Why? From what passed before, how many sheep I had and the flock of sheep that we have consumed together, it was a profitable answer for any businessman. We're getting to a point where I go in town. His sister said to my boyfriend, doing my lotto, when you come in and sort your sheep out? I said, you're right now, I'm looking after my father. When I get back in Mount Pleasant, whatever is there, I'm going to sort it out. I met the young man in town. He put his hand on my chest with a pen in his hand and says to me, we'll talk when I get back to Mount Pleasant. I've been back here from February. Sheep disappeared. Ram sheep is being caught. On Mother's Day, I went to him at the top there and I've said to him, you didn't even send me a piece of meat. Because I know he keeps animals before and I knew one of those sheep was mine. But I'm not into free argument. I don't want no free argument with people over animals. All I want is what is mine. All I want is what is mine.
All right. Let me follow you. Certainly, you would have had some challenging times as it relates to maintaining, rearing, and keeping your sheep and your animals safe. But to put it in context, boyfriend, tell us what happens when, why all sheep are let go, let loose.
A lot of people that have animals in Mount Pleasant. My land is in Montanel. For me we are very fortunate here that most of the people that farm, they have the fence up. Joe got sheep. My sheep and Baker sheep is together. I call his name now. My sheep and the sheep that is together is Baker sheep, which come from Slim, Slim, myself and Baker sheep together. The sheep around there they're not let go. This is the only 2 set of sheep really let go in Mount Pleasant here.
So as a result of being let go, it is possible that these things can happen. People can claim sheep that's not theirs, can claim animals that's not theirs.
You could, not really, because animals stay in a flock. Animals stay in a flock. Animals don't disappear to another flock. If it's a ram, maybe a ram will leave your flock when he eats service, what's in that flock and go somewhere. But animals stay together.
Okay.
And normally, it's just like a human being. When an animal have a young one, there is some similarity from the mother to the young. So your flock will continue.
Okay. All right. So we get a general sense as to what you're saying, and also we understand your concern. I sense somewhere that there is a anger, really, because of the loss. What and how do you intend to go forward?
It's not a loss. It's not a loss. It's a very, I'm angry.
Yes, I said.
And the reason I got angry, it all depends what was happening. There was really was not interested in it. What happened before? I went to this one of my friends here that we grew up together. And I explained that situation to him and his family to these people. And I told him what the situation were. I did not want no confusion. All I wanted to be honest with yourself. You never come and talk to me. No conversation was had. On Thursday last week, I am doing some work on my house here. I heard my name called. I walked the road. It was the mother of this family. We grew up together. God made the sheep and them coming out from the bushes up there. They come up, she said, boyfriend, that white ram sheep you have there, better catch it and go up the top there and catch it before somebody steal it. I said, what do you mean by that? I'm giving me sheep and then feed, I could catch my sheep. And I said, also, I got a lot of these sheep here to sort out to you. Like that one day. Oh, that no, you're that. I said, you're that lamb so and so because I know certain are my sheep. But if you've been looking after this sheep and you have the benefit of all these sheep right now, I gonna take 50% of them sheep. If you're gonna call the law and the law tell me I'm wrong to take in 50% of the stock that is there now, all of what you had before, how much feed you think and how much you this and that. The young lady turned back and said to me, she said to me, boyfriend, there's 3 sheep you have a mark around the neck. And one of them is my sheep you mark. So as a matter of fact, there's only 2 sheep you have in that flock. I said, what about that one there? She said, oh, yeah, that one. I said, what about that one there? Well, you see, they know my sheep. But I'm not into that thing, well, you know this is mine. I am going to catch 50% of this sheep that's in this flock. What you had before, you had before. Right now, I am claiming what I believe in my heart and in the law of the land of Kiaraku and the world. What is mine? It is mine. Good morning to the world, and right now to Mount Pleasant Village. I want to say thanks to the Most High for today and whatever going to happen from today onwards. I have a situation here right now in my village concerning myself and a neighbor with some sheep. I've already recorded part and explained it before, but today, after tying a ram sheep, to utilize it for a very special occasion for me, the mother of this individual come to my place and told me that this sheep is not mine. Then her daughter come and tell me I should let go of the sheep. I said to them, no, I'm not doing it. This sheep is mine, and from next week, I'm going to start catching 50% of the flock of the sheep, which I believe is mine. They tell me they're going to lock up them sheep in the gate up there by Mr. Slim until her son come back from Grenada. So I wouldn't be able to see my sheep or catch my sheep because I'm not going in there to trespass. But the day they let go them sheep, I am going to take 50% of them sheep. I want them to call the police. And I'm calling people as a witness now. You could put it out any way you want to do, young lady. I call him, first of all, Kennedy, was living up there. I call him Maggie. I call him Sean. I call him our brother, Building. I call him the whole among Pheasant Village to answer one question. How long has boyfriend been mining sheep in this village since he's been here? I know it's 2003, 2004. And how come I could only have 2 sheep in the village here? Please, somebody explain that to me. After asking for what you tell me I'm entitled to, and now you're telling me I'm not entitled to what I'm supposed to be entitled to. Call the police. Let's get involved with the law. But I'm not going for the law. I'm going to collect 50% of that flock of sheep. You want to call the law? Call the law. And then, but it should not have got this far. I did not want it to get this far. All I was asking for, what is mine? Have a nice day, everybody.
Today, he claims ownership of 50% of the flock and wants recognition of ownership so he can collect his portion and tie them up. How do we as a village community rectify animal ownership in a situation like this? Determining ownership of a multi-ownership flock that is free roaming. How to determine which sheep belong to whom when it's time to claim them and tie them up? And how can we resolve the matter peacefully? Tara Love with the other side of the coin.